I'm going to stream live as well while we have this conversation. So I'm going to do like a simulcast, but I'm also going to record it at the same time. All right? So we will give people an opportunity to come online. No doubt this is juicy for people. Don't ask me why, because I really do not know why people love the juice and the dirt and the gossip. So you know why they love it. They love it because it's a diversion from their own life, I guess. All of us, we love a little bit of mess here and there, don't we? Anyway, what's up, YouTube and Facebook? So I made an announcement earlier on my Facebook page after talking about it on Instagram for 2 days, primarily because I had some edibles, and edibles give you a sense of liquid courage, or I guess not liquid, but candy, sweet courage that you probably would never have. So here we are. So the short of all of this is that it's been a week. So a week ago, it's lemonade. Oh, a week ago, I actually broke up with my boyfriend. And people are like, oh my God, you guys are so in love. Oh my gosh, things look so amazing. Fight for love. What's the song? For me to get the love that I've been missing. Sometimes love, it takes a long time. Okay? Wait for love, wait for love. Anyway, so it's been about a week, and I broke up with him. So let me just start off by saying this. I do not hate Jerome. I am not mad at Jerome. I am not envious or wish harm. I wish him the absolute 100% best that he deserves in life. I just don't think it's me. So also let me say this, because a lot of people be like, well, what happened? He must have said something. He must have done something. No, he did not. I think, like I said, I've been feeling this way for the better part, actually a couple of months, right? But, you know, Capricorns, we have this, this thing about us where we feel something and then make a decision. And sometimes we don't think out the ramifications of said decision until it's too late. But then we have a plan to fix that. That's what most Caps do. I didn't want to approach it that way this time, right? This time, what I wanted to do was sit in what I was feeling, understand what I was feeling, and then from there, make a decision that made sense once I had time to think about it. Now, let me tell you, any other situation, any other scenario, Capricorns will make a decision like, I'm talking about faster than Somalian track runners on the way to the buffet. I'm talking about faster than Usain Bolt at the Olympics. Like, we will make a decision like that. We, again, may not have thought through everything, but we certainly know how to compartmentalize as well, right? That's just who we are. So I have been feeling this way for a while, but I just never said anything. Right? Because I wanted to, part of me was like, I'm hoping this feeling passes away. You know, give it some time, stick with it. Don't, you know, I was doing all that. But I will say this, to the degree in which I was giving it space or allowing it time to breathe was the degree in which I also felt like I was really sort of disrespecting myself, right? Because I was in a particular situation where I don't feel like I was putting myself first. And, you know, you don't put yourself first, you start to feel guilt or resentment or sorrow or regret, right? So knowing what I know about life, I didn't want to do any of that. So I thought about it, and then I eventually made the decision to be like, all right, cool. We should probably go our separate ways. So what I did was I told him. Now, part of me feels bad because I made the official, you know, like you make a decision in your mind, right? So I made like the official decision. Oh God. I made the official decision in my mind on like a Friday, but I was like, okay, Darius, you'll be home on Monday. Tell him in person on Monday. But then, you know how it be on the little conversations when you be talking on the phone or talking on FaceTime, and you be like, okay, and then he'd be like, okay, babe, and you'd be like, I don't really feel like you should call me babe, but you can't tell him that yet, you know, or it'd be like, I love you, do good, and you'd be like, I love you too, because you just want to save face, you know what I'm saying? So part of me was like, I'm gonna wait till Monday. Y'all, I tried to wait until Monday, okay? But I think by the time Saturday came, I was like, I just got to tell him, right? Because I can't keep FaceTiming you and feeling a certain way, or I can't keep, you know, talking to you and feeling a specific way. So I was like, bro, I gotta just tell you. So obviously it was a shocker, and you know, I don't want to hurt nobody or break nobody's heart, but at the same time, I also feel like I want to be 100% authentic and true to who I am as well at the same time. So I was like, just listen. I'm like, I feel like, and the best way I could describe it is I feel like we just misaligned. Like, I feel like the trajectory and the direction I have for my life juxtaposed against the trajectory and the path that he has for his life, I feel like them shits are perpendicular AF. Like, I feel like that shit is not parallel. I feel like it does not work out. And so what ends up happening long term is that, you know, you might feel this shit right now, right? Year one. And you go, okay, I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna stay with it. I'm just gonna stick with it, right? Year two, year three, year four. All that time just for the sake of being in a relationship. Meanwhile, you don't feel like you're 100% fulfilled, right? So, and I don't want us to get into a situation where we start pointing fingers like, well, you did this and you did that. Because I'm gonna be honest with you. He didn't do anything. Like, there was no moment that I can point to and said, you did this and I'm gone. No, it wasn't that. It literally was, it started with like a little nudge of a feeling that I had inside my soul that just continued to grow. And the longer I kept putting it off, the more I kept saying, I'm not being true to who I am. And that's where the guilt comes in. So the guilt doesn't come in for me in telling the person. The guilt for me comes in when I am not being 100% authentic with who I really am, especially in this particular moment or in this situation. And that's just not cool. So it really was nothing that I felt like Jerome did. I just felt like long term, when you start thinking about long term, where you're headed, where he's headed, that shit got to meet up some kind of way. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it became scary to me because I'm like, I don't really feel like the roads in that way would ever meet. Now, are there some roads that we met that were amazing? Absolutely. But those are all temporary roads that once, you know, what the song say? After the love has gone. Okay. So you need that other stuff that undergirds the relationship so that when times do get rough, not if, because they will, there's some key components, right, that'll still hold you in place. And I feel like we had some of that, but it wasn't enough to really solidify where we were going. So again, I made the decision to separate. Now, a lot of questions people have, and I'm just not really sure where y'all getting y'all information from. Okay? I be so, when I look at y'all comments and I read y'all stuff, The fact that y'all know more about my life than I know about my life is shocking to me, right? So, for example, you know, the Darius Cooks Hate Coalition, they said, well, you know, I told people that I got 4 deliveries coming: cutting boards, glasses, knives, and skillets, right? I said 40,000 skillets. I said 10,000 knives. I forget the number of cutting. I think it's 5,000 cutting boards, I want to say. But anyway, I said that they were all coming, right? And I didn't have the specific dates yet, because if you know anything about logistics, international shipping, the ship got to come from overseas and whatever. So I was like, by the time I got the date, I said on or around October 7th. If the people did not tell me, Darius, you are lying, your stuff is not coming, let's see if it come. I don't know when you're watching this video, but today is October 8th. The knives were restocked yesterday, October 7th, as I originally said. So I don't know where y'all get y'all data from, but let me try to explain what is my truth with some of these questions I know you have. And if you believe me, fine. If you don't believe me, that too is okay. I'm not getting ready to prove with a bunch of strangers over the internet what I know to be true, okay? Now, people say, one of the things people ask is, didn't you just buy a house? When and where did you ever hear me or see me say I bought a house in Atlanta? Beside the one that I bought in 2016 for $340,000 and sold in 2022 for $650,000, where have you ever heard me say I bought a house? You've never heard that come out of my mouth. Where you got it from, the hell if I know, but I've never said that, okay? We are renting a house and the lease is for a year. That is what we are doing, okay? Now, some people say, well, you could just live in separate bedrooms. You could, absolutely. Every right to maintain separate bedrooms. However, I am 40 years old, about to be 41 years old in December. I don't do roommates. I don't do sharing rooms if we're not romantically involved. Even if I go on a trip and we travel somewhere, I am not splitting a hotel room. I refuse to do that, okay? I am not one of those people that we could save money by sleeping in a hotel. We could do that. I could give 2 rats' asses about that. I'm not doing it, okay? I'm not not doing it. I don't believe in roommates. I don't believe in splitting rooms. Not doing it. So I actually feel very, very comfortable sleeping in my own sleeping quarters, whatever that might be, Airbnbs, hotels. I travel for a living. I feel much comfortable doing that, right? Than being in the same house to sleep at night. Just a personal preference. Take it or leave it, right? But it's just a personal preference of mine. I'm too grown for that, right? I make too much money to be a roommate. Also, so then this is what I feel like the best arrangement is. I will still use the house. I mean, I got my stuff is there, right? So eventually I'm gonna, get my stuff sorted and packed up or whatever. But I will use the house, the kitchen, to shoot my content and to do my lovely live streams that we always do, right? So none of that's changing. None of that's going anywhere. And I just will sleep someplace else. Now, let me try to put this into perspective, because please, one thing, and I know it's human nature to judge a scenario. It's human nature to judge a scenario based on our viewpoint. But in order to truly understand this, you have to come outside of your viewpoint for 1 second and try to understand mine. We call that context, okay? I travel for a living. Everybody knows that I do Dining with Darius Cooks. I've been traveling, touring this entire year. I've been everywhere from LA, San Francisco, New York, Jacksonville, Chicago. Right now I'm in Cincinnati, Ohio. Typically, when I go back to Atlanta, which is my home base for now, I'm in Atlanta, could be 36, could be 48 hours. That's it, right? So this is not a scenario where I work a 9 to 5 and then I go home, right? That's not what happens here. What happened last week, for example, is I did shoots with my team on like Tuesday, Wednesday. We got on a plane Thursday, so I'm gone. So I was only home Tuesday, Wednesday. Got on a plane Thursday, flew to wherever the hell I was at last week. Where was I at last week? I don't know where I was last week. Cincinnati this week. Boston. We flew on Thursday. Dinner was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I got on a plane and I flew home on Monday. I shot videos on Tuesday, and then we hopped on a plane on Wednesday. Came to Cincinnati. Dinner was Thursday, Friday. Today is Saturday. Tomorrow is Sunday. I go back on Monday. I got to do some traveling midweek. So I'm traveling Tuesday, Wednesday. Then I'm on a plane Thursday to go to Indianapolis for Dining with Darius. So the point I'm trying to make is that I'm rarely in the house to begin with, right? So it's not a huge adjustment for me because it's what I normally do. So I know you might be going, okay, that wouldn't work for me because when I come home from work, I want to do this and do that. Our work is different. My work is picking up, leaving the city, traveling, and then coming back for a day and a half, and I'm right back on a plane again, right? It is my life. It is what I signed up for. Even further, you see, that even makes much more sense now. When you think about it like that way you go, okay, you're right. If that's your trajectory and that's the path in which you're going, the person that you would need to be with long term would either have to be okay with that or they would have to have a similar trajectory that runs parallel to what you're doing, right? That's not the case. And I'm not saying anything is wrong with a person not choosing my trajectory, right? Because they may say theirs is fine and mine is wrong. But what I am saying, though, is that the two have to be able to coexist in harmony. And as you can see, I'm kind of all over the place. So what's harmonious about any of that? Like nothing. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So, and I've always maintained this next goal. Okay. So I'm a dreamer. I'm a manifester. I did not get where I got to today. Okay. By not being able to dream and manifest. And so the next phase of my life is going to begin soon. Like this phase of my life is going to be eventually coming to an end. And the next phase of my life is going to be starting. What does that look like? Right? So I envision being in what I want to consider to be one of my forever homes. I envision it being peaceful and tranquil. And I get up in the morning and I take a shower. I put on my bathrobe. I grab my slippers. I make a cup of tea. I go outside and I grab a fresh lemon or a lime off of the vine. I go inside and squeeze it into my coffee or into my tea as I sit and just reflect on the day. And then I might say, around 11, I want to make a little lunch. So I'll go outside. I'll pick out a head of butter leaf lettuce from the ground and I'll grab some fresh basil and fresh thyme. I'll go inside and rinse off and wash off the lettuce, and I'll use the basil and thyme to make a green goddess dressing to go with what I just picked out of my garden. Like that is what I'm envisioning for the next phase of my life. I'm super clear on where I want to end up. Like I know in my mind what that looks like. So for me, I have always maintained that one of the only places I feel like I could do this in the country is Florida. I've always maintained this. Yeah, you can do California. Yeah, you could do Arizona. The issue with California, Arizona is that they're running out of water. Okay? Florida's cool. You got coastal regions and you have inland. Orlando is perfect. International airport. Inland, always warm, and I can grow citrus all year round, right? Those are all things that are super important to me. So I've always maintained that I wanted to go to Florida. I've always said that, right? And that is what the next phase of my life will look like. I am not the kind of person that will sit around and dream and not do. I will dream and do. As a matter of fact, I was looking at something Larry Reed Live posted not too long ago. And it was some post about what are the things that successful people do. Successful people don't speak as if they're getting it. They speak as if they have it. Successful people don't speak as if they're going to do it. They speak as if they've done it, right? And I'm so clear on what the next phase of my life is going to look like that nothing will derail the effort to get there. You know what I'm saying? And so that is really what I want and what I will be doing. So I'll take you guys along on the journey, especially on the channel, but that's what I'm doing. Like, I want to look for a place in Florida. I want to, I don't qualify for a mortgage. So, I've got money set aside so I can look at the house that I want, negotiate for the price I want to pay for it, and then legit wire the cash, and then the house is mine. Like, that's the kind of life that I'm really aiming to have in every aspect. And if this is narcissistic, if this is selfish, if this is being self-centered, it is what it is, right? But this for me is what I want. I grew up in Chicago. I lived 4 years in New York. I don't want any more cold. If it snows or it's cold, I don't want it. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm crystal clear on that. I'm in Cincinnati. It's 48 degrees outside. I don't want this, okay? I want to open the window and let the breeze come in or have to turn on the air conditioner. Like, that is what I want, okay? And I am super duper clear on that being what I want. So anyway, I say all that to say this. My goal is to get to Orlando permanently, the Orlando area. So I have until August to make that happen, right? I have until August to do that. That's when the lease is up in the house that we're renting. And again, like I said, I don't wish any bad on Jerome. I don't wish any evil on Jerome. He is a great guy. And no doubt, whoever he chooses to be with, they're in for an amazing ride. I just don't feel like that ride is going to be with me. And knowing that now and being able to articulate that, and that's another reason why I needed to wait some time before acting on the way I felt, is because it's good to feel one way or to feel any way. But I feel like if you can't articulate the way you feel, you need to process some more, right? And, had I been having this conversation with you a week ago, I wouldn't be able to articulate anything because I wasn't at a point where I had processed it, right? Now that I've had a chance to sit through it and process it and understand exactly how I feel, I can clearly articulate what the deal is. So for those people who are thinking like, oh, Jerome did something, oh, you cheated, oh, he cheated, oh, he did, none of that happened. He used you, you used him, none of that happened. None of it. So I don't know where you're getting your news from, but I'm telling you out of my mouth, none of that happened. And that's just that, okay? So I'm also live, YouTube. I'm live on Instagram, or Facebook as well. It gets chilly in Orlando. Yeah, I said snow. You see, I said snow. So I'm going to answer some questions, but I'm going to keep the camera rolling. Would boyfriend be able to come back into your life? Once I'm done, I'm done. I don't really know how to do that. Okay? I don't know how to do that and bring somebody else back in. I don't know how to do any of that. I don't know how that works. This is reflective. As Shakespeare said, to thy own self be true. Yes. That's what we're doing now. Selling home in Chicago, buying in Orlando. We are done with the winters, high taxes, and ridiculous crime. See what I'm saying? Exactly. Live the life you want to live, bruh. Live the life you want to live. He's been through a lot dating me. Well, he's 49 years old. He can handle it. Yeah, he's 49. He can handle it. He can handle that. All right. I feel like, 49, you can handle it. You hope and pray love for Jerome. We all do. I hope and pray love for everybody. Old folks say you set in your ways. I'll take it. Someone says, weren't you just crying because they doxed him? Now you guys are breaking up. I wonder what changed. Yeah, I was. And I don't regret any of that. Like, I was fully present. I was in that. I was in the movement. I was in the moment. No, I don't regret doing anything. And those were the emotions I felt at the time. As a fully functioning, mature adult, do we have the ability to feel different emotions? Yes. Do we have the ability to switch and shift the way we feel and shift our focus? Absolutely. Would it be beneficial to stay in something that you don't feel like fully serves you? No. I actually think being able to pivot is truly a strength and not a sign of weakness. I believe staying in a place because it's comfortable, staying in a place because it's familiar only brings about a level of complacency. And I'm sorry, I've never seen success and complacency coexist in the same environment ever. Ever. I've never seen that happen. So, would I live internationally? Nah, I'm good with America. Have you been international? Okay, it's tough. Okay. I'm from the D. They can keep that cold mess. Hence me now being a Detroit peach, and Chicago is windy ASF. With all of the water, but yeah, exactly. It's cold over there. Thank you, sis. I appreciate the compliment. Y'all just signed a lease in August and you want to break up this soon. Why stay in something when you're not? For the life of me, I don't understand the mentality of a person who says, I'm unhappy, let me stay. For the life of me, I've never seen this ever in my life. A group of people who say, I am not fulfilled, but I'm still going to stay anyway. I'm sorry. That I don't know who you are. I don't know who raised you. I don't know where you come from. Okay? However, you need to understand one thing about your boy. I do not stay in any scenario where I am not 100% fulfilled and it does not serve me. For the sake of being in it. Now, I said this earlier on Instagram Live that staying in something simply because you want to be in it is not only complacent, but I think disrespectful to yourself, right? The degree in which you stay in something that doesn't fulfill you is the degree in which you disregard your feelings. If you're disregarding your feelings, but you expect somebody else to respect you 100%, how does that even happen when you don't even respect yourself enough to get out of a situation that you don't even feel fulfilled in? Help me understand that. I would love to have that conversation, okay? I would love to have the conversation that says, why do I stay in something when I'm not fulfilled just to appease my ego to say I'm staying in something? Meanwhile, it's not only degrading me, but it's also diminishing like the aura. It's diminishing my gift. It's diminishing my power. It literally is eating away at me, but I'm still going to stay here. if that's the crime, lock me up and throw away the key. Okay? I'm a Capricorn, sis. Live my life. I plan on it. All right, y'all. I kind of been on here long enough. What's up, Jason? Oh, Jason. What you doing on here? You ain't like me at one point. Didn't I block you on my personal page? You might be cool now. Okay? You might be cool now. But something you was saying, you was talking smart some years ago. I remember too. I'm surprised you don't want to live in Mexico. I do. I'm going to get a house in Mexico. Don't worry about it. Okay. All right, y'all. Listen. I got to get up out of here because I'm doing double duty. I'm recording this for YouTube. I'm going to put it on YouTube in a second. And I'm talking to y'all down here. So I'll tell you what. Let me end the YouTube video and then I'm going to talk to y'all for a little bit more. YouTube. All right. This is why you got to be on my Instagram, on my Facebook Live. Well, Instagram too, but definitely Facebook Live. I don't know how to end these, so I'm just going to say it like I always say it. For you, YouTube, all right, 2 things I want to tell you, as I always do. Food is my life. Life is my food. Until next time, I got to wish you a happy cooking. Or in this case, talking from my heart to yours. All right? Bye, y'all.